Hello, hello, hello. It is now 6 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about healing from postpartum. So, one way you can heal from postpartum is when you don't get your ideal birth outcome. And so what that means is your birth did not happen how you wanted to. So maybe you had an idea of you were going to do a natural birth or you were going to do a home birth, and it didn't come out it didn't happen how you wanted to. Because as you know, we can plan what we can control, but we don't always know the birth outcome of it. So during this live today, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to heal from when your birth outcome is not how you thought it would become. All right, so what you can do, because what happens is when you don't get your birth outcome, sometimes you're filled with guilt because you're like, wow, like it didn't happen how I planned. I planned all 9 months for this. And it just can allow you to be upset. And it can cause you to have a low mood. You can sometimes have resentment towards your little one because of just the process that you went through. But when you are feeling like this, here are 3 things you can do. So make sure you write it down in case you are getting ready to go through postpartum, or if you're already going through postpartum and you're dealing with this. The first tip is to journal. One thing that's going to help you get out your thoughts, your feelings, is just writing it down. And then you can reread it to yourself to see how you're feeling in that moment. And that's going to really set your foundation to start the healing and the acceptance of what happened. That's one tip. So the first one is making sure that you're journaling. The second one is learning how to accept the outcome that it did happen. Yes, it wasn't your ideal, but you do have your baby and you are healthy. And so you just have to learn how to heal from that, because your birth outcome does not define how you're going to navigate through motherhood. So it doesn't mean like you're a bad mom. It's just circumstances. Life happens and we don't always get things how we planned. And hello, everyone. I see some other friends joining us. Hello. But yes, so you don't always get your outcome that you desire. But when you do not have it, just make sure you learn how to accept the situation and just move on and find the good things of it. And the third one, I think is the most important, is seek out help. Sometimes we have to be vulnerable and let others know how we're feeling, whether we're talking to our spouse, a family member, a friend, seeking a therapist, seeking a postpartum coach to talk to help you through that healing journey. It's just really making sure that you are going through the healing so that you're not holding it on, because sometimes we don't heal until we start talking about it. So that's what's so important. And I know for me personally, I did not have the birth journey that I thought I would have. So I went through the 9 months smooth, preparing for a home birth. I'm like, yes, I'm going to get the home birth that I desire. I'm doing the things. I'm walking, I'm drinking water, I'm eating right. I'm making sure that I'm preparing for the home birth. But it didn't come out like that. So I ended up going to the hospital, and I thought, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to make some progress, and then have epidural, have vaginal birth, and it didn't happen. I ended up having a C-section, and I didn't expect to have a C-section, but it was the best decision for me and my son. So what I had to do was navigate through those feelings that I had afterwards during postpartum. I had to go through some healing. I was like, okay, how am I feeling, and how can I get out of this low mood that I'm experiencing? So I did have to learn how to accept the outcome, and I did seek out therapy. At the time, I wish I did have a postpartum coach to coach me through it and really teach me how to navigate through healing, because sometimes a therapist doesn't understand what you're going through postpartum if they haven't experienced it. So I had to learn how to navigate through myself and really do the work to heal. And I also journal. It helped me through my beginning postpartum when I was in a low mood, and it was just a lot of changes going on. But I learned how to do it, and then I was able to navigate through it to become the best mom possible, loving motherhood, being able to just show up every day for me and my son. It was the best. So if you feel like this resonated with you, I want you to leave me a heart in the chat or message me if you have any questions or want to talk more about it. But just know that you can heal from your birth outcome that you did not plan to have. But remember, you can plan things that you can control, but you cannot control how your birth happens. So yes, I want you guys to remember this, and I will see you next week live again. Have a good one.